Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mrs. Swifty and today we're back in The Sims 4. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mrs. Swifty. We make Planet Zoo and Sims 4 videos here on this channel. If you're interested in that kind of thing, then feel free to subscribe. It would be great to have you join the fams. Today we're doing something a bit different. You guys know that I like to build different kinds of builds. Traditionally I like to build quite a lot of community lots. I suppose this is kind of a community lot. I'm not sure how you could use it in your game, but I was just inspired, so I decided to build a sensory room. So some of you guys might not know what a sensory room is. I suppose a sensory room is a room generally speaking used with children with additional needs, or adults as well with additional needs. It can also be used with like babies or infants. It can also be used with just adults or just children in general, but you tend to find them in special schools or sometimes in like community centres and places like that. They're basically designed to meet the needs of kids with extra needs, basically. So there might be some spaces in there that will be like calming, so that if you've got a child who's like overstimulated, then they'll have somewhere, a part of the room they can go that will help them to calm down. And then you might have parts of the room that are designed to overstimulate, to stimulate. So if you've got a child who perhaps has quite significant impairment and you know, perhaps the way that they perceive the world is quite muted, like maybe they don't see very well, they don't hear very well, etc., then you have parts of the room where you can sort of stimulate them quite a lot and they can really enjoy like lots of light or lots of sound, or you know, lots of stimulation in that way. So it sort of caters to all the senses. You know, you'll have things visually that are interesting, you'll have sounds, you'll have touch, textures, probably not tastes, but yeah, you'll sort of all have all those kinds of things. And yeah, there's a few things that you'll find in most sensory rooms, like some sort of bubble tube or something like that will be in most normal sensory rooms. You'll have maybe activity things on the walls to touch or interact with, and there'll be a lot of sort of soft furnishings so that you can kind of relax and the kids can, you know, roll around, do whatever they need to do in the space. So that's kind of what we're building today. I don't think I've talked about this on my channel before, but that is kind of what my profession is. I usually work with children who have autism or other kinds of special needs as well. I have worked in lots of different capacities, but we are currently at my church, we are currently building a sensory room. So that's kind of what inspired me a little bit. I was talking to a friend the other day and they suggested that I try building a sensory room in The Sims 4. So that's what I decided to do. So we obviously we kick off with a little bit of storage, which you saw at the beginning there. We put in a little wardrobe. And then we've got the bubble wall in there, which would be fabulous, with a little mirror to just kind of extend it a little bit there. We've got this sort of raised area on the side there, which is nice and comfy, but also has some sort of activity things on the walls for the kids to interact with. Obviously, those are from the Eco Lifestyle Pack, but you know, I can imagine that they would be, they look quite a lot like a sort of an interactive board on the wall. So I wanted to put in a nice little sofa with some nice cushions and things, because that's the sort of thing you'd have, probably a little bit wider than a sofa. I did actually move the fire exit a little bit so that we could make it a bit bigger in the end, because it would be somewhere that a child could also, or an adult could lie down as well as sit. So you know, if you've got a child who is overstimulated, you might want to lie them down on this sofa. You might have a weighted blanket in that basket there, for example, and you might put that over them. You might turn the lights down. You always have sort of dimmable lights or colour changing lights in these kinds of rooms, and play some like soft music or something like that to help them to just kind of wind down or calm down or whatever from their sort of overstimulation. So yeah, we put in a speaker obviously, and traditionally you wouldn't really necessarily have a television in this sort of sensory room. You would probably have a projector and then a screen on the wall, or just a wall that you project onto, but obviously we don't really have that in The Sims 4. So I've kind of gone for this this big TV and tried to make it look somewhat like a sort of big projection on the wall, I suppose. I spent a while trying to find something that I could use to sort of block off the sides so it looks more like it was built into the wall. And yeah, I think I figured out in the end, but we do put a bit more storage in as well. Storage is obviously really important in these kinds of rooms because you know, you're going to be, sorry about that, you're going to be needing a lot of equipment, and depending on the needs of the kids that are attending your group or using the room or whatever, you're going to need different kinds of equipment. So you know, one of the things that is really important to think about with the sensory room is not just what's in the room, but what you can bring into the room as well. So yeah, we make sure we've got some like little cupboards above the TV. We've obviously got the wardrobe. We're going to have some shelving in a minute as well. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a good week. The weather has been beautiful. I know I literally talk about the weather every episode, but I'm British, so I'm going to carry on doing that. We've had some lovely sunny weather this weekend, and it's been a really nice change because we've had some horrible weather before that, which has been really lovely to have that. So yeah, I hope you guys are getting some good weather where you are as well. I did put a few usable things in here. Like I said, I'm not sure how you could use this. I suppose you could make it into like a playroom for a child. I don't believe that children in The Sims will actually interact with like that bubble wall at all or anything like that. Obviously the wind chimes in here as well. I don't think you can interact with, but they're sort of, I'm imagining that, you know, in a real sensory room you would be able to interact with those things as well. So we've got like an activity table, we've got some books, we've obviously got the television, we've got a music system. I'm trying to think, oh yeah, we've got the big, did I keep the, I don't think I kept the big cuddly toy. I think I switched it out for a toy box in the end. There was originally a computer in the corner there because in a sensory room like this you would always have a sort of computer system where you can control the lights and the sounds and things like that in the room from like one space in the room, one usually a little corner. But I do actually switch that out for something that looks a bit more like what you would find in a sensory room rather than a usable computer. So there isn't actually a usable computer in this room in the end. But we do put a games console in the end, just so that it looks like another piece of equipment, I suppose. So yeah, lots of kind of clutter going in now. I'm thinking about lighting as well, because you would want it to be quite select lighting. You want to be able to light certain parts of the room and keep other parts of the room dark. You want to be able to change the different colours in the room. Oh, we do put some Wabbit tablets in here as well, which you might have in somewhere like this. So you can use a custom app or something like that to interact with the kids with, to engage them with. Yeah, I didn't actually use any CC in this build in the end, so I thought about it a couple of times. There are a couple of pieces of CC that I have that I thought about using, but I didn't. So if you did want to download this into your game, you absolutely can. I will be uploading it to the gallery by the time this video goes up. It should be uploaded, so you can find it if you search for Mrs. Swifty on the gallery. I actually think it's Mrs. Roswifty, Mrs. R-O-Swifty. And then, or I will leave the link in the description down below as well if you want to download it that way. So yeah, we're just sort of putting finishing touches in here. Yeah, this is where I switch out the computer for what looks more like a controls panel system for like sound and lighting. Yeah, I think I messed around a little bit with doing an outside area, and then I decided not to do that in the end. You do get sensory gardens and things like that, but I just didn't really feel like there was enough in the game. I should have played around with it a bit more. Maybe if you liked this build, then I will definitely do a sensory garden for you if you want me to. That would be fantastic. So do let me know in the comments if you want me to do that. But I didn't in the end for this build. And then I think we're going to head into the tour. Alright, so here we are. I have actually built a couple of other rooms to go with the sensory room. So we will start off with this reception area. I just kind of wanted to flesh it out a little bit more. So this is kind of, I'm imagining this is like a special school, for example. So we've got our little receptionist here with the reception, you know, everything you might need. We've got some fish. Some nice fishy fish. Got somewhere to sit, you know, a little waiting area if you happen to be waiting for an appointment or something. The staff pictures, yeah, we're going with staff pictures. And then down here we just got a little sofa where, you know, you could come if you needed a bit of space, some kids artwork on the walls. We'll come back to those rooms in a second, but we'll start off with the sensory room. So let's head in here. Obviously this is the one we built on video today, and I think it's looking really vibey. I obviously have changed the colors of the lights. We've got a lot of different light colors going on here. We've obviously got somewhere to take shoes off, and we've got a little craft table here. We've got some resources and stuff up here on the shelves. Got some hand sanitizer because apparently that's the world we live in now. We got some craft materials. We got the sort of control panel and everything there, and obviously a big storage cupboard for all the equipment you might need. And then we come through to the main kind of space. We've got this lovely sort of pink area and the green area over here. So we've got our big projector screen where you could put on, you know, some sensory visual images, or you could just put on a film or a video of some description. You've got some more storage above there as well, and some little seats that I imagine you can pull out if you wanted to turn this into a bit more of a cinema room or something like that. Someone has been playing with the modelling clay. Rude. So yeah, that's sort of that area, and then we've got this really relaxing area over here. Like I said, I can imagine this would be like weighted blankets and cushions and things like that, so this would be a really good area if you're an overstimulated child or adult who needed to calm down. You can come and lie down here on this nice big sofa, you know, have some weighted blankets, listen to some music, and change the lights even more to kind of make it even more relaxing in here. And then over here we've got the sort of more stimulating section of the room. We've got our toy box here. We've got some, so we'll have some sensory toys and things in there. We've got some wind chimes to play with, and we've got these sort of, I imagine that these are like interactive wall boards. You can get a lot of things like this that have like zips or buckles or things on them that kids love to play with like different textures and feels and stuff. We've got our lava lamp, because who doesn't love a lava lamp? I mean, that's so vibey. Could sit here and watch that all day. Actually, the animation is pretty good. Okay, and then we've got our bubble wall, which is really common to have sort of a bubble thing with a mirror there as well. And we've got this sort of hanging curtain as well, which are all kind of things that are a mixture of like visual and tactile and audio sensory input there, so that'd be pretty cool. That is most of this room, to be honest. The idea with a lot of sensory rooms is that it's more about what you bring into the room than what's already in it, so the space is kind of just to facilitate that. So there would be a lot of stuff stored in these cupboards and, you know, on these storage items. So let's head to the next room, shall we? Let's go to the therapy pool first. So we're heading in now to the therapy pool. I'm just thinking I probably should not have made this door glass, because this is the changing area. Yeah, so this is the changing area where you get change ready for your class, and we got one little toilet in here because often, you know, you need access quickly to a toilet if you are swimming. So this is our therapy pool. I think it's looking really cool. The lights really like make a big difference in here, I think. So we've got you know, some light switches, hand sanitizer in every room. We've obviously got a small pool. It wouldn't be a very big pool if it's a therapy pool. It would only be small. It's not designed for like exercise, it's designed for therapy. And it would usually be a mixture of children, maybe adults, who have different kinds of physical or developmental needs. So we've obviously got our pool rescue stuff over here, some warning signs, and, you know, somewhere to put your paperwork and stuff. We've got more speakers in here, so you can have some really relaxing music going on, and some benches here with some little mirrors, so, you know, if there's a kid who's maybe feeling a bit anxious about coming into the pool, they can sit and watch here, and just kind of enjoy taking part in the session that way. And maybe next time they would be feeling comfortable to join in themselves. We've obviously got another bubble wall, because why not? These kids love that sort of thing. And I also use these like I think these are like rolled up towels, but I put them together to make them look like pool noodles, because that's the sort of thing you would have in a therapy pool. And then over here we've got some more sort of equipment that you might use in the pool. There would be a lot of kind of floaties and things like that going on. So yeah, right, let's head to the last room then. It's not a full school, it's just sort of three rooms. And this is the soft play area, or the activity room, I suppose. So this is more designed to be stimulating than calming. So obviously the sensory room is a bit of a mixture, but you know, mostly would be used for calming. This room is more for like stimulation. So we've got this sort of hanging chair swing that I made from some long lights and a chair, obviously. I'm really pleased with how that came out, actually. We've got a little climbing wall over here, so you can climb up there. You can climb up the little rocks to get up to this part up here, where we've got a little activity table and some cushions to sit down, and I can imagine this would be pretty cool. Come up here and watch other people playing. And then obviously down here we got a slide into the ball pool. I'm not sure if either of these things would be functional this way in the game, but this is quite reflective of what you might have in this sort of room. So I'm in a nice mural on the wall as well. So guys, if you've liked this, then do let me know by liking this video or commenting down below, because I really enjoyed building it. This is sort of right up my alley. It's the sort of thing that I usually that I spend time in, and I you know, I'm interested in. So if you guys have enjoyed this, please do let me know in the comments down below. If you want me to build any more spaces, if you want me to build that sensory garden, or if you want me to build some classrooms, or if you have any other ideas for things you want me to build in The Sims 4, then please do comment in the description in the comment section down below. And please consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. If you made it to the end of the video, you probably will enjoy my other videos that I make, so please do hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.